Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. I'm going to pause this really quick Zoom so I don't get the voice overlay happening here and I hear myself. Good morning. Like and hey, glad to have you all on. It is Friday with the Founders. Friday with a founder, I guess. ER is out today, going through some procedure. We all know that he's had back problems in the past and gets to continue to try to work on those and get everything fixed. But excited about today's Friday with the Founders, getting an opportunity to come in here and I think really get into a lot of what Elify is evolving into from our grand picture. Have been chatting with Kathy. What we're going to try to do today is do a little bit of networking, providing some cards, talking, giving your little spiel. It doesn't matter what you say. You're going to get 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it is. It depends on. I'm sort of going to let Kathy run that aspect. She's a master connector and a master networker. And so we'll sort of follow her lead on how we're going to go about this today. Oh, she's got her a dice that she gets to decide how long someone goes, right? But, I think we want to first want to start off with a little bit of talking about or finishing up the conversation from yesterday. Because there were a few elements that didn't get a chance to talk about, or a few thought-provoking quotes, ideas that might support us in either our mind frame on how to go out and connect with people. We talked yesterday about at 18 we have to be an adult. That's where your parents, if they've done a great job, and I promise, I know a lot of parents that it's tough out there and they're doing their best, but they want the best for us as their children. I mean, I'm the youngest of four, and my mom still checks up on me almost on a daily basis just to see how things are going and talking those types of things. But when we become an adult, we have responsibilities and we have to do things that we don't want to do. And I think that extends into being an entrepreneur and a business owner is you have to do things that you don't want to do. When looking at these aspects in our lives, there's a lot of people that do 9 to 5s, right? And you have a supervisor, you have a manager, and they're almost your parent, and you have to do those things. But when you become an entrepreneur, you have to do the crap that you don't want to. And we all get busy, and we're busy waiting until we feel like doing it. And that's why our parents always harped on us, make your bed. Right? Brush your teeth, comb your hair. And you didn't want to, but after a long period of time, it finally resonates and it just becomes second nature and it becomes what you have to do. Parents make you want to do the things you don't want to because you won't ever do them by yourself. Right? In business, there's some things we don't want to do, and we wait until we feel like it. And if we wait, we're never going to feel like it. It's life is simple. What you want can be simple. It's not going to be easy, but you have to force yourself. And I mean, force yourself to do the elements that are going to help you reach your goals. I was reading a book last night to my daughter, and if any of you ever heard of the book, The Horse, the Boy, the Fox, and the Mole, it's a great book, and it talks to kids, and I think it leaves some underlying elements that will potentially help them when growing up, but it spoke to me. And my favorite quote in the whole book is the boy and the horse, they're in the forest, they're in the woods. And the boy says, I can't see a way through. And the horse says to the boy, can you see your next step? And the boy says, yeah. And the horse says, take that. Just take that step. All the time we look at our goals and the future and the end game. And then we look at how long this journey is going to be. And it becomes overwhelming. Instead of just doing the thing we need to do right now. So we don't need to worry about what's going to come up in the path or along the journey. We just need to think about taking the next step. So just wanted to bring that in a little bit. I had to get that written down, last night after I got her in bed and down, because that resonated with me. And sometimes I think it might resonate with us in the community. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all business owners. We know there's a goal. We might not know how to get there. We just have to take a step. We have to go after it, right? So we're going to open this up. If anyone has anything any wins for the week, I know I got asked yesterday by James to put together a little bit of a script for a reply back to some spam. I've got one. I can share it here. I'll put it in the chat for everyone to have access to. It's very simple. It's about being open to connecting. So I'll get that posted here. James, you got your hand up. Come on in.
Well, first, Guy, you got to tell them, why did we ask you to make this script? What was the situation that caused that?
The situation that causes this is people get spam emails all the time. They get reached out to by people that they don't know. I'm not going to steal Kathy's thunder, but she got connected and let her give you her testimonial about how that worked. But all the time, people are looking. We're always looking. Our network's our net worth. Grow your network. Sometimes spam emails come to us. Bring them into the fold. Allow them to come in. Another big thing that's really happening at Elify, with the simplification of what everything's going to be, is simplifying what Shuffle is, Elify as the community, but what we're providing. Really, these cards and these landing pages, they're bio pages. You should have a bio page about yourself.
Yep.
You should have a bio page about your product, about your service, about your offering, about your network, about your community, whatever it is. That's why a lot of times we don't say, put everything on one card, because it becomes overwhelming. So when I get a spam email and I reply back to it, I might decide to put a card link in there and specify to them to select that to learn more about me. But I don't, because my card is already in my email footer. They can learn more about me. They felt intrigued enough to reach out to me in the first place. So I'm going to welcome that connection in and see how we could potentially work together, how we could support them. Does that work, James?
Oh yeah, definitely does, Guy. Appreciate that. So what wins do we have this week for myself? Well, I told you guys earlier, I'm going to just mandate, if you want me to promote your business, I'm going to promote you if you have a Shuffle card, whether it be the free, premium, or advanced. Well, I put that in effect this week. So last night I sat on the Zoom meeting with a young lady, and I went through and had her sign up for her free card. She said, oh, I got to learn how to work this more. And then I actually pulled up her free card, the free card that I made, and I put my premium card and showed her the levels. Oh, great. Can I sit and look at contacts? Well, you can pull contacts up, but see, with yours, you can't do this. But with mine, I can do follow-ups. I can do CRMs. Okay, well, what if I want to put the campaign? Well, this is great on the basic, but see, with mine, I can put campaigns and follow stuff. So pretty much you tell me I need to upgrade. No, you don't have to upgrade, Kathy. You can just wait, but understand the level that you're at, this is what you're going to get. When you upgrade your card, you upgrade the content people you can get in it. So she said, okay, well, let me get a week, and I got to get my assistant on here with you in the Zoom meeting so she can learn about this as well. And then we're going to get me upgraded to the new level. Perfect. I also taught her how to save card indexes, how to actually save it to her phone. And as you go out to your friends, tell them, hey, instead of me carrying around that giant card collection of all of you that I got to try to pass out, I can just take my actual phone and I can share it simple and easier. So she's already in the mind frame. So what James is doing is everybody I talk to, you're going to save to the card index. You're going to get a free card. If you don't give me your free card, I cannot promote you. In closing, I'm not going to bring them up yet, but I love the reason I asked Guy to talk about the spam, because I remember Mike tells us all the time, if you knock on his door with a flyer or what are you trying to sell, you're going to get a digital card out of him. You're going to get a card through him. So that was my win for the week, and I'm going to continue to grow. Back to you.
I love it. I love that aspect of we're going to work together. This is a platform that I'm going to encourage you to be a part of, even for free, so I can refer you business, so I can refer other people to you. You know, we can take it to our next step, that the future of what the networking element is going to be is, for me personally, I guess being an owner of it, is I'll connect with you and I'll refer you, but I want you to be in. I want you to be full in about your business and what you do. So what's that mean? You need to be fully in to be able to have marketing elements, your bio pages and sites. You should probably be premium if you're serious about your business. So that might be a conversation piece to hold on to for the future. But it's a great, I guess, tripwire to bring them in free. And I had seen last night before I closed my computer down, there's some gal out there that is doing it because there were 20 plus free new users from this gal. She might have been at a networking event. She might have been hosting one. I talked early this morning with Scott Corso. He's not on this morning. He's sort of holding a summit and talking to the people within his business and his network on how he would like to network and refer. And hey, this is how we're going to do it. Each one of us can have our own little networking group. We're actually going to take our first shot at a large one this next Wednesday. So we'll make sure everyone gets shared to that. It's going to be a LinkedIn event, but then it's going to be back over on Zoom. There's already 6,000 invites sent out. We'll see who shows up. Ruben, you've been waiting patiently. Go ahead.
Yes. Yesterday after our session, I always believe that you want to hang out with your customers, because they're the ones that really have a vested interest in you, and you have a vested interest in them. And you got to go where they are. So I make it a point to go to Zoom meetings and make it a point to go, whether it's inconvenient time or whatever, to be in a Zoom meeting or be in presence. And yesterday, I reached out and I was in a group, and fortunately 4 out of the 7 that were in there were Shuffle users, my community. I was able to show them what I developed, because we each had a certain time frame to show and tell. And I showed them the card that you liked, Guy, and they just, and I said, guys, I said, this could be yours. This is your platform. They love it. But what are you doing with your subscription? In other words, I put it right on their plate, that they weren't really focusing in on what we have. So there was a lady there, and she's in the health and wellness phase, and new to the group. And she said, Ruben, can you hold on a minute after we finish this meeting? And the host said, well, if I close it down, we're all off. You guys go ahead and talk. And she said, Ruben, I want to talk to you seriously about what you just presented. And I said, sure, I'll go ahead. And I created a card, a campaign card that I sent it to her. I said, are we friends on Facebook? She said, no. So right then and there, we connected on Facebook, and I was able to send her the card through Messenger. So immediately she was able to look at it. She said, Ruben, you don't understand. I want to meet you now. And I said, well, right now I got a couple of things going on. How about you joining our meeting, our weekly meeting Monday? And then right after the meeting, you and I could deal with it. She said, fine. So you could tell when someone really wants to reach out and talk about something that's important to them. And the key basically is to be available and hang out with your friends and hang out with your customers. And also, like James says, teach them how to use it, empower them, and they'll be with you for a while, and it'll also refer you to other people. Thank you.
I love it. All you're doing is sharing and getting people interested, saying, what is that? How can I potentially be involved? I would like to be able to share some of those. The other day we talked about the average cost, and the one that I'd pulled, the average cost of a Valentine's Day card. It's like $8.99. That's one, and you only get to share one, and then you have to put postage on it, or you have to drive somewhere to hand it to someone. You can create anything. James, you shared yesterday that a link to every day of the year has some type of event that you could create a bio event card that can be shared with anyone and everyone. And it's just a subscription, and you can share it unlimited amount of times every day. Your process of sending 5 emails, 5 texts, 5 instant messages on different platforms. Those are things that you're dedicated to do to potentially bring people into a fold of understanding the true importance of what community is about and networking. We've talked about it since we brought up even networking into this, that there's downsides of it. A lot of times people are joining networking groups with the sole intent that they're going to be the only one there that is providing their product, their offering. And it almost feels like a force that you have to use them. They might not be worth a darn, right? If we've got a horrible roofer in the group, they're sort of going to get weeded out. Bring in as many of them as you can so you find the good ones, so you can refer them, so they can talk about what they do, so they can hone in their message, their bio site of themselves and their product and their offering. A lot of times, I hate selling. If you guys have ever seen me talk at times, like I fumble through selling. I do not like it. I would rather talk about community and bringing people in a fold and supporting them. And that's really what I know all of our conversations should be. I'm not selling you Shuffle. I'm not selling you Elify. I'm inviting you to this community. And this community works because we're using a solution where we can share our information with each other. It has a true networking piece already built in it. You have your card index. You can share your cards with everyone. I noticed the other day a little element, and it only happens on desktop. And I haven't tested it yet to see if development has it fixed, but I'm pretty sure they might. That when you share your link on the computer, and if someone were to push save my info, it wasn't saving that into the index. I'm pretty sure it's fixed now, but it happens on the phone every time. So if you at least are looking at the link on your phone, it will load it into the card index. So that's one thing we did notice. And all the time with technology, there's little things that fall through the cracks. When we do a new push, they might have forgotten something. So we always love the feedback to our customer support, so we can get after them and make sure that we're constantly making sure that this works for you and it works for people that you're just saying, hey, I would love to work with you. I would love to bring you into the fold, to let other people know about what you do. And to how James is doing it, get it for free. Get it for free so I can help you. James, you have your hand up. Come on.
Well, since you mentioned the calendar list, I put it back in the chat again, folks. This is the year 2023 calendar of all the national whatever days, not just the holidays. Like, for example, my birthday is New Year's Day, but New Year's has 6 different national whatever days on that day. I'm going to give y'all a free one. Wednesday, January 11th is National Clean Off Your Desk Day. Make a card, send people out. Let's clear your desk off and get all these cards out of the way and actually get you an index. Make a post for it, make an email for it, whatever, and go toss that out. At the same time, if you have a Facebook business account, not a personal, a business account, you can go to Meta Business Suites, and there's a planner section in there as well that has all of these national days and all the stuff you can actually auto schedule and plan this stuff. Now, I'm going to talk about the master. He'll have to come up speak on it. Mike Snow will tell you, when SEO, if you actually can sit and have your stuff posted and scheduled and ready to go, it'll go easier. I'm not telling you what to post. I'm telling you this, one of those, you said earlier, Guy, about stepping forward. Well, step forward and get stuff on the schedule. Get it planned out. Don't give an excuse. Well, I ain't got time for it. Oh, I don't know what to post. Those 2 lies you got to put in the trash now. I just gave you a calendar link. Oh, what to post and when to post it. And I gave you a system that you have on Facebook, how to get it posted for yourself. So time to step out on faith, step out on your feet and get moving. Back to you.
Awesome. I have nothing to add to that. You drop some gold right there for people, that it's fairly simple, but you have to get over the headache of doing it. You have to get over yourself, take the next step and work through that process. Anna, thanks for joining.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I always learn so much. I wanted to reinforce what James is saying, and it may be because we both started in the same organization a long time ago. The calendar is really, really important. Mastering your calendar. We look at our leaders and our mentors, and we see that, they're having success. It's because they've mastered their calendars, and they've mastered them, both current and future, and how to set their days according to their calendars and just kind of move automatically through that process. It changed my life to learn how to manage my calendar. I run 7 organizations out of my home office. And I'm seldom in overwhelm, except when it comes to getting something out on time. Because sometimes I don't do that. But mastering your calendar, I went to color blocking, and I carried that through even to my filing system. So I can tell what organization I'm looking for just by the color on the calendar. What am I working on? Pull that file, pull that notebook. Very easy to do. But it takes planning. It's kind of like the Elify card. You got to plan this thing out and test it. Find what works for you. It was so fascinating to explain that to a group of women, that I'm now the author 3rd chapter of the WPN experts book that's launching next week. based on too many hats, not enough time, mastering your calendar. Every successful person, and I'll bet guys like this and Kathy and Ruben, they got their calendar set. It's easier to adjust when you can see the whole picture. That's just what I wanted to share. Thank you, James, for that.
That is
Thank
great.
you, Paul J. Meyer.
That is great. Yes. Organizations.
If you don't know this one, if this is new to you, because this is an old one,
I don't,
this is why I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy and I'm eating frogs.
yeah,
Getting rid of procrastination. I have little frog, a little tiny frog statue that somebody gave me years ago that sits in my bathroom. So I remember first thing in the morning, go eat the frog, go do the thing you want to do least. Get that out of the way first thing in the morning.
I don't like frogs in the morning. So I have a little button. Remember that button that you push and it says, oh, that was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Get her done.
Just get it done. And then the rest of the day, easy
Well, we
peasy.
talked a little bit on Monday, your highlight. It might not be a great highlight, but that's the thing we have to get done, right? We have to prioritize our time. Scheduling is a great thing. My calendar is crazy when looking at it because it's shared with development, shared with our project manager, ER, Kathy, my wife, and majority of it's my wife filling things out. So I know when I'm daddy duty by myself, which happens to be all afternoon today, as well as yesterday. And I love it. I love that time. I get the opportunity to do that. So
We get to have meetings with both, so it's fun.
absolutely. It's a lot of fun. She thinks she has to work and then I have to lock my computer. But if anyone else, any wins for the week, James?
Well, I like to put challenges out there.
Mhm.
I love this challenge.
It's to motivate people. So, folks, it's the holiday. It's the 25 days of free business cards. From now to Christmas, give one person or have one person sign up for a free business card until Christmas. Every day.
I'm gonna make a graphic for that.
Yeah.
I'll post it. I'll make something up and post it. That's a great idea.
We got the 12 days of Christmas. We got 25 days of free cards, folks. Why do I talk about so James talk awful lot? Well, the reason why I do, because I'm all about building up a business, folks. I got 2 more years of working and I'm going to retire for the second time and to let my businesses, my residual just work for me. So that's why I'm pushing so hard. We don't want to sell, because when you sell people, they won't buy. When you try to convince them to become your team, they're not going to do that. It's hard right now in the holiday, somebody to turn down a free item. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holiday, whatever. Giving them a free item, one a day, will build up. Statistics say 10% of what you do, and this old statistic, if I'm wrong, I'm quite sure my twin brother guy's going to pull it back up correctly. But statistics say, you get 10% of that back. So if I'm giving out 25 free, I'll get 3 signups out of that. Well, if I do that this month, then next year, you know what? It's a new year. I want to start something new. So this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you guys a new business card, because the card that you had last year didn't work. And I'm going to tell y'all a tidbit that I'm working on hard. Everybody knows 5 to 10 realtors, and they switch companies every 3 to 4 months. Here's a big problem. When they switch companies, they lose all that contact information that they had for those previous and current clients. But if they got a shuffle tap card and they change companies, they just change it on their card or the landing page, and they got the same information, new company, and continue to go forth. So 25 days of Christmas, it's the new year, here's a new card, and focus on realtors. Back to you.
It's a simple process. It's a simple vertical to look at. I mean, we've talked about it. There was one point this year where I was talking with a really good family friend who's a lender, and was talking about the real estate game and the realtor growth of realtors just here in Colorado. And it had doubled because the market was hot. And now you see that dropping drastically because things aren't so peachy. The right interest rates have risen. Costs of the homes are still about the same. And so a lot of them didn't get to experience 2007, 2008, and don't know how to go through the hard times. And they're all commission based. So what they bring in is what they're going to go off. What is it? Kill what you eat. They got to go off and do that. And if they can't, they have to look for something else. Anna, I know you had some tech questions.
Yes, thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. I know that this Friday is not always about this, but because I'm launching this book and I have a holiday special going on, which includes my Elify card, and I have a series of podcasts that I'm running, I've run into a couple of little things that I want to ask a question about. I used to get a little notice when I updated a card that said, do you want this to go out to everyone that already has the card open? And I don't get that anymore.
Okay.
Is it happening?
I would have to check on that. I'll check on that as soon as we're done here. And if it is, I will get development on that right away.
So it does for mobile. I don't know if it does. I don't think it's ever done it for desktop.
Desktop, it might not.
Yeah. So that may be the difference.
I didn't create any cards on mobile when that started happening. When I'd see that little notice.
I think Kathy's talking about sharing.
Yeah.
Oh, the sharing. No.
The sharing.
No,
piece.
I'm updating the card.
Okay.
I've never seen any updates for the desktop.
Yeah, I've never seen that on desktop. Plus, you know that's only shuffle users. Is that what she's asking, Guy? Am I getting the right question?
No, she knows. I believe, Anna, you know that it's people that have received it. To Kathy's point,
I've
also
opened it, actually.
Right. Everyone who's received that card, they would also. Here's the little kicker: they need to be a part of the community. So you would like them when sharing those cards, if they're not a shuffle user or within Elify, they can also save that info. Instead of saving it to their phone, they can go through the process of saving it to their card index. They don't have a card index yet, but it walks them through the process of creating a free account, which in turn makes it so you invited them. And then they can receive those notifications when you update that card. That's the only way they would receive it, is if it's in a card index, even for a free user.
Okay, so really it's mandatory to get them to use that. That's got to be a priority.
Yeah, because you can imagine if you text it to someone, there's no way to push an update to a text, right? So there's no way to push a say you send it to me and I save it to my phone contacts, what's going to notify me?
Nothing.
Yeah. So I have to be a shuffle user, even if it's a free account. So you've sent it to me in the card index, then I'm going to get that little one pop up going like, ooh, there's something in here for you to open and look at.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Question number 2. I have noticed on the in advertising recently that there are stylized QR codes in different shapes and that kind of thing. Is that a thing within Elify? If I have an artist that wants to design them, yeah, like you see my little owl there, she'd like to design the QR code to be a part of the owl.
At this point, no.
Okay.
At this point,
it's a thought. I love the idea.
Message.
it's a great thought. I love it, and there's stuff being worked on.
Okay, good. And I'm gonna bump you up again, Kathy. Where are our shorts? Where are our shorts? Those little shorts that we're gonna create.
So What's happened? Have you noticed how many changes there's been in the app lately?
Yes.
Yes.
But we need the
so-
basics.
Oh, yeah, no, we have the basics. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and post the longs so that anybody that needs them can find the shorts. I'm trying to post the things that make the most sense because every time we tape something, we push something. So I will, I'll work on that. I love December. This is the time of year I get to do all my projects because I
Yeah.
don't do anything else. So
And I'm doing a
Post along.
series myself. The reason I'm asking is I noticed that on YouTube, and it's been reiterated to me like 2 or 3 times now, that shorts are on fire. Anything
yeah.
that's 60 seconds or under is just going viral.
And the hard thing about that is really think about what I can tell you in 60 seconds. I really can't show you. I mean, I struggle to get something under 3 minutes. Because take, you know what I mean? I can
Yeah,
show
but
you
what
something.
we're
It may
doing
not
is
make
we have
sense
to
though in
do
60 seconds.
3 minutes in an hour.
Oh, no, I get that.
Yeah.
And that's why, so what I do when I'm personally showing something to somebody is I take the long ones that we posted on YouTube and I have kind of a cheat, like I know from the covers that I make, what we talked about that day, I'll find it and I'll just be like, scroll through it real fast, figure out where, and I'll be like, hey, start at 20 minutes, start at 18 minutes. This is what you're looking for. And then I could just give them that and let them, and then usually they run through the rest of the whole thing and go, well, that was really helpful. I'm going to go watch more. Perfect.
So you've
So-
got to view them and find the point.
I don't have to view them. I just take the little scroller and find because usually like if we're training something, you're going to see that thing pop up, right? Because we've shared the screen.
That's another
Doesn't
thing
take-
I need to do, Guy. I need to learn how to share my screen. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions.
Most definitely. And to those points with those short trainings, a lot of times I tell Kathy to hold on some of those because then I show her beta of the next version and it's totally different. So
and then I go like,
I don't want her to have to make a video now and then next week when we do an update and the following week when we do an update and then in how many ever months that it's going to be totally different. So that's just where
I get that, and I'm so excited about that. But there's that word, darn it.
But
I would like to see the basics, the things that don't change too much. When you're demonstrating to someone how to use the card, if we can do some shorts just on that instead of trying to work through an hour-long video with 7 companies running, that's a big job for me.
that is.
I have 3. I believe I got you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
I will
adding the
get
nonprofits
something
and-
together that would be the basics. I will get something together. That'll be one of my goals for December.
And one of our goals from our next version is to make it so there really doesn't have to be any training on it. There doesn't have to be any videos. So just want to put that out
How
there.
are you going to do that?
We're going to make it extremely simple.
I love it. I love Elify. Elevate and simplify. I love it.
And you can throw whatever word. Kathy and I were talking earlier this morning on what you can elevate and what you can simplify with the Elify platform. So, Kathy, I'm sort of going to let you run the networking aspect. So we're going to probably ask everyone to at least have a link that you want to share from one of your cards. When it's your turn, would like you to post that in chat. If you can't, if it's not working and you're on desktop and it's not loading into the card index, select it, still bring it over into one of your tabs, and then you can look it up on your phone later and type it in, and you should be able to save that to your card index for everybody.
Or share your QR code.
Or carry your QR code.
Put it up on the screen. So I thought it'd be super fun to do some networking this morning. Guy and I were talking about a networking thing I was at yesterday, and it was we had just done on Tuesday the card about reviews, and then our topic was reviews and referrals. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And it all goes together. And it was just like, once again, it just shouts from the rooftops for me that this is exactly what it's made for. And every time, you get into those small groups and you're like, oh, here's how Shuffle can do that. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's built into the system. We got you. Like, we got you. This is why you need it. So I thought it'd be fun to do. So obviously, who are you? So our names are up there, but so who are you? Introduce yourself. What do you do? So pick one thing. I know like Anna and I both do multiple things. So pick one thing for this morning. Tell us a little bit about what you do. And then tell us, here's one. I love this question. What do you do now what you thought you would have done when you started off in your school? So like for me, for example, I was a corporate paralegal. I don't do anything that I went to school for. But it's fun. I've met so many people that are like, that's so interesting. Like, no, I went to school for this, and this is what I now do. So my name is Kathy Inman. I'll share with you guys. I mean, most of you guys have heard about it, but if you haven't before, one of the things that I do is I'm a director for a nonprofit. A girlfriend of mine lost a baby in 2018. She had a miscarriage and had nowhere to bury the baby because the miscarriage was under 20 weeks. So it's not considered a baby. And so we created Little Souls at Rest. It's a nonprofit here based out of Dallas, where we help families find a final resting place for any baby lost under 20 weeks. And like I said, no, I don't do anything. None of the things I do have anything to do with what I went to school for. I went to school for to be a paralegal, and was glad and very grateful to be able to shift out of that and do what I do now. So who wants to go next? We'll just go around. So Ruben, you're next on my list.
Okay. Well, I started out wanting to be a Disney cartoonist because I lived right in Southern California. But I went into the corporate world and ended up with Pfizer Pharmaceuticals launching Sabin vaccine back in the 70s. Then from there, I went into, guess what, guys, selling outdoor electrical signs, where I would design the sign, mass produce it, and go and develop a sales team across the country. They would ship the modular sign to them. We get commission. So that brought me to Nashville, Tennessee. Then I joined an ophthalmic company, got back into pharmaceuticals, spent 34 years calling on ophthalmologists and showing them how to correct eye vision in surgery. Okay, so after that, I said, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to start painting again because I wanted to be a commercial artist. My wife and I now paint all kinds of different oils and things like that. But by the same token, I've always had a desire to teach art. And guys, this is where Shuffle is so beautiful. Look behind you, what you can do. It's unbelievable. You can show people beautiful things and you're helping them along the way. And that's essentially what brought me why I have embraced Elify. And of course, I have other affiliates along with me. I have Send Out Cards, which is, again, it's a beautiful product format, gets it in their mailbox. They pay for the postage or whatever. But now we're learning, as Guy, James, Kathy, and everybody has said, they're texting now. Wouldn't it be neat just to text a beautiful opportunity for them, as opposed to having to go to all these expensive ways to reach your customer and find their needs? But that's what I love to do. And I'll put something that I created in the chat for the benefit of everybody, especially Anna's question regarding teaching. And if you guys can look at my card and say, whoa, that's too much, Ruben, give me a way to go ahead and trim it down. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Sorry, did you hear my little beeping? That's also your timer. So sorry, I didn't mention that part.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No worries. So everybody gets 60 when you hear the beep. Finish your sentence, not your paragraph. Okay, ready? Anna's next on my list.
I'm apologize. 60 seconds. Oh gosh, you changed my.
You got it. You got it.
I wasn't able to go on to school. I was married at 16, separated at 17. Oh no, married at 16, had a baby at 17, separated at 18, divorced at 19. Went back, got my GED with the second highest score in Colorado. Went to work for welfare program and became a clerk with the government. That led to corporate America. At one point, I was in the top 2 percentile of women earners in the United States. I did not like corporate America, but I had to feed my kids. I was gone all the time. So we have finally reached a point where I've been divorced for 20 years. I met this guy and he was a small business owner, an electrical contracting company. I married him, went into small business and fell in love. I love small business owners, and my passion and my purpose is to simplify their lives, help them streamline their business, systemize it, and then automate it so it starts working for them. So you have multiple business streams. My business streams all have to do with simplifying the process for small business.
Look at you.
Not bad for
Ta-da!
a married woman.
That's an amazing story. I didn't know any of that about you. See, I just love this question. There's so many little things you learn about people. How absolutely resilient and amazing, even more you are than we thought. Okay, who's next? James.
All right.
60 seconds.
So I got to read and answer at the same time. So my name is James Flowers. I'm originally born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. Retired out here from the Army after 23 years. What do you want? Okay. Do you want to start? Okay. Oh, when I grew up, honestly, when I grew up, I was deep into martial arts. I wanted to be Bruce Lee, but that didn't happen. I stayed with martial arts, but I didn't have fun. Then I said, I wanted to be a fighter pilot and fly planes. And so I found out I can't take sudden changes in altitude without getting tight. So it didn't happen. So I joined the Army. I was supposed to be, I was enlisted, and I was selected to go to West Point to be an officer. But paperwork followed through, didn't get a chance to go get it done. So I became enlisted, and I love doing that all the time. I actually, funny, I was going to school for just general studies. And then I was getting into chemistry. And then somebody told me, you really good at people. So I turned to actually entrepreneur and human resource. So somehow I got into that realm. And let's see what's up to school. Crazy things about me. Reason why me and God get along so well, we're both the youngest boys in our family. We both were kind of athletic. I never played football, but I had the football size. I ran track. I did a 100 and a 110 and 300 hurdles for school, and I was very good at it. I didn't start running until my senior year. My coach was pissed off. You should have been here all year. Like, man, I don't care. I'll just doing something to get out the house. I have worked an entire 3 jobs in my life. I worked at a naval base as a clerk. I worked Burger King, and I worked for the Army. My granddad was like, I don't want you need to be focused on your schooling and don't worry about working. I got you covered. So that rolled on to me. That's what I took for my kids. But after they started digging my pockets deep, I got to break that chain. Get your behind and get the job. Y'all too deep in the pockets. I'm married to, I'm a retired Army. My wife's retired Air Force. Uncle retired Marine Corps. My brother-in-law's retired Navy. We missed the Coast Guard. So if I'm missing something, the biggest thing about me, folks, is I actually am, if you haven't noticed, I'm a people person. I love helping folks. I'd like to find something when I learn about it, tell you about it, and see if it works. So in closing, if you want somebody to help you with something mentally and on social media, I can help you out. Back to you.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate that. Next, okay, when my alarm goes off, I'll raise it up so you guys can see it because that guy said he can't hear it. So Danon, you are next on my list.
Stop that.
He was just throwing out a challenge.
I'm not sure where the questions is. I mean, I know you gave us a layout. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, just introduce yourself. Where do you live? What do you do? And do you do what you thought you were going to do when you were growing up?
Oh, well, my name is Danon Davis. I live in the city of Chicago. I went to school for IT, and due to the fact I'm I'm marketing myself digitally. It's a part of the IT family, so I'm somewhat in the rim. But what I do is right now I work for Ford, but my plan B is to be a digital connector. I want to connect everybody with tools and to the Shuffle Elify card, the Elify Shuffle card. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I guess I
perfect.
covered
See?
everything.
Once
I
again,
covered everything. Is it 60 seconds?
yeah, you're still beeping. You're perfect. No, you haven't even beeped yet. Perfect. Okay, Brenda, I don't know. Can you share? I know you're not on screen. I don't know if you can chat.
I look a hot mess, but I can talk. I'm not feeling good today, but I will talk with the community. Hello,
All
everyone.
right.
I'm Brenda. I'm Brenda Moore. I am from San Francisco, California. Unfortunately, I moved to Texas 17 years ago. My husband decided to move to Texas, and I said, why? But anyway, I grew up in San Francisco. I always been in the customer service field. I deal with MasterCharge and Visa. Before things happen with MasterCharge and Visa, they would have to call in and I would give them approval so people can purchase their items. From there, I went into banking. I worked in the fraud department, helping people save their money so no one would hack into their online account. And I would save people's money so it wouldn't go out to the wrong person. And what else? And I live in Katy, Texas. I got 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 daughter, and I have 13 grandkids.
Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Well, I just can't imagine not being in love with Texas, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm loving Texas. All right, who's next on my list? Greg, you are next. Can you chat? I'm not sure that Greg's able to get on. There he is.
Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
All right, your turn.
All right. So fresh out of high school, I joined the military, served my country. After that, went to school to be a massage therapist. I did that for a while, found that it was really hard on my body. So I stopped doing that. Ended up with a bunch of dead-end jobs and started looking for opportunities. Found Legal Shield. Did that for 11 years. Struggled with that. After 11 years, I did a course with a couple guys that I know on digital marketing, and never ever thought I would be doing that. And anyway, that's what I'm doing now.
Perfect. Well, thank you also for your service. I did not even know you were a veteran. Who is next? Shelly, can you visit? Can you chat?
I can do both. Oh, can you see me?
Oh, yeah, I can't hear you. Can you all hear her? Is it me? Yeah, it's like little
No, we can't hear.
bit in the background.
Better?
Nope.
She's whispering.
I know she is. She's like, you have to listen.
Are you plugged
Oh,
in?
no, it should be up.
Yeah, are you plugged in? It's like you're not plugged in. Like, I can hear your voice.
You need to turn up your sound, hon.
Technical difficulties. Hello?
Me, I need to turn up my
No.
sound. Oh.
No, Shelley.
You guys hear me or no?
There, it's coming. Put
It's
your
off.
microphone closer.
I was gonna say my speaker is
There
all the
you
way up.
are.
Oh,
Ta-da!
She's back up and running.
Oh, okay, I just had to unplug and plug, sometimes technical. Oh gosh, so I've been on this planet almost 60 years now as a singer, performer, and worked for an old land developer named Tex. And so because I worked for a land developer, it got me started in real estate. I was 32 years in the commercial market, doing leasing and property management and appraisal, and working for companies like Chevron and Pacific Sunwear, Mace Rich, the Mills. Person in Katy, Texas, she probably knows the Mills because they had a mall there. I also was doing those parties, those lingerie parties at women's houses for about 20 years with with Slumber Parties and Pure Romance. I did really well. Actually, it was really profitable. I wish this would have been around at that time, because that would have been great to send people the links for these cards. And then I went back to school and I became a reflexologist and recreated myself in the holistic industry, because I just felt the need to heal myself and heal others. And I also went back to school recently to get more degrees to become a life coach and integrative health practitioner, which includes clinical hypnotherapy. So
That is awesome.
I also sell oils too. So I sell the #1 oil in the world, doTERRA. As you can see, I have just a few. I'm an oil gangster, as they call them. So I'll
It's
drop
a different kind of oil from the first one that you sold.
Exactly. I'll drop my link, my oily link into the chat.
That's cool. Oh, there you go. You already have an order. There you go.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, everybody moved on my screen. Did everybody move on y'all's screen? I don't know who's next. Let's see. Who did not go yet? Gary. Can you chat? There you go. All right, you're next.
My name's Gary Woods. I'm from Newberry, South Carolina, and I tried getting the military. I took the test and all, but then at 18 years old, I topped in the class, but due to my health issues at an early age, I wasn't able to get in the military. So I had to try to do the production line and everything, and then that thing got to my body. I was having health issues with my legs, and at 20-something years old, I was having trouble, and there's talk about losing them, and you don't want to see my legs or my body now. Okay, all the health issues, and I got into lawn care. I built that up to $500,000 a year, but then still wasn't able with health issues and all. So now I'm about the second time to go around into bankruptcy due to my health and all. So I'll leave it at that. So that's why I was getting into Elify and trying to learn it, but you can tell by my picture, I'm not tech.
Well, we'll keep training it and you keep learning it. You're always a great student. Right. Okay, who? Danielle?
Gold, South Carolina.
I know, you'd never know he was from South Carolina. And Danielle, can you visit? There you are. Hey. Are you at the spa?
Hello. No, I'm not at a spa. In fact, I live in a very unfinished cabin in the woods in northern New Brunswick. And this was just some random wood that my husband got a hold of to like slam down on the walls on one portion of our space. So it's nice that you think I am, you know, living in luxury right now, because I am living the redneck life. The
ultimate, you can totally pull it off, man. You're at the spa.
Oh man, like the things my husband builds with like duct tape and stuff. And he's a carpenter, but like things are expensive. So sometimes you just gotta tape a thing, you know, until the money comes in. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. So yeah, I live in northern New Brunswick with 2 crazy parrots, a fluffy white dog, a senior citizen cat. You can hear the birds yelling in the background. And my husband, whom I originally met in 1998 when I was 12, fell in love with him then, lost contact for 19 years, reconnected in 2017 on the very anniversary weekend of when we first met. And now we are married and moved across the country. I'm very happy. To answer your question of what I wanted to do.
Finish your sentence. Nope, you're good.
Was I thought I was going to be a Spice Girl because I was obsessed with Spice Girls. So, yeah.
That was the plan.
Such a disappointment.
Okay, which one in particular, Danielle?
Then I was really into Ginger because she was just so wild and colorful in her personality.
Good choice.
But I mean, vocally, obviously, Sporty Spice. She was the one with the pipes. But what I'm doing now, do I have a couple more seconds? Am I way out of seconds?
Keep on going.
I can go. Okay.
2 seconds.
Yeah. What I'm doing now, my passion projects include helping chronically distracted women live with intention. So I'm building a project called Routine Queens, and working towards launching a network for Christian women in 2023 with my best friend. that's for women who want to be intentional with all the different areas of their life. So we're really excited about that. And as for a share card, it's in progress. I will pop it into the chat. All the links don't go places yet, but if anybody wants to connect, they can still see that. It's a work in progress, kind of like my life right now. Yeah, my
I
spa.
love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing. That is so interesting. I swear, does not look like she's in a like a sauna? I swear, it looks like you're at the spa. All right,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Kathy, can you chat?
Yes. Hi,
right.
I'm Kathy Dubinsky, and I am a proud native Texan. And I also lived half my life in Southern California, which I love. But I've had many careers, as I now get to call the villages in Florida my home. But I've been a flight attendant for Continental Airlines, and then I sold Hershey chocolate while I was raising my two sons. And then I started selling pharmaceuticals for Johnson & Johnson. And what I love about Shuffle is no more selling. You just show people how to do what they're doing better. That's me.
I love it. That was perfect. See, look at how much we learned about. I had no idea half of this stuff today. I love this question. All right, Guy, you're going to round it out, and you're going to be our last share.
Last share. Guy Tool, Colorado native. Born and raised agricultural family that shoveled shit since I was a little kid. Is what it came down to. Athletic. I was fairly good at 3 sports. I ran track. I started doing that when I was in 2nd grade, was ranked nationally in the 100-meter dash. Then I got older, I got bigger, so I had to move to the 400. It had opportunities to do that in college, passed on that. Started wrestling when I was 4, had opportunities to wrestle in college, passed on that. Played football. That's where my passion was. Had an opportunity, played collegiately, Division I level, had a cup of coffee in the NFL, played in NFL Europe, deciding what to do after that, got into a lot of different ventures, and then decided, I was given a gift and want to be able to provide that. A big motivator for me growing up, understanding, was listening to what my parents had talked about. From people always talk about not having regrets. What would you do? What would you say to people on your deathbed? And mine is a little bit different. What would your angels standing around you that are your gifts, would they be crying because you didn't give your gifts and they're going to leave with you? Or would they be happy for you and excited that you left impact? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to provide impact for people to be successful in their lives. In college, I was actually studying to be an orthopedic surgeon. I had a lot of professors pushing me down that route. Just didn't want to do that. That was a lot of schooling, a lot of dollars, and wanted to make a bigger impact to a large community. And I feel we can do this globally. Let's see, what else? That's it.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Being shoved into the limelight of having to talk all the time and network. So you guys, thank you so much for sharing today. Look at how much we learned about each other. This, to me, is what makes the community, right? So that when you do introduce somebody to somebody, you're not just going like, oh, this person handed me this little piece of paper this one time, and I think that they do what you're looking for. You can be like, let me tell you about my friend. Let me tell you about Ruben. Let me tell you about James. Let me tell you about Danon. They're salt of the earth people because I know them, and this is what they do. Makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And then you got your hand raised, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Okay, now that we got everybody's link in the chat, how do we add this to the card index? Is it a way that we could just do it from here? And
so go through, select every one of those links. So I'll give you time to select every one of those links. They're going to open up on another tab on your screen. At the very bottom, if everyone has it on their card, save my info or save info if they labeled it something different. Select that. Select the shuffle. When it brings up save to shuffle, it should load it into your card index. If not, that's what I was saying. If we don't have that minor element fixed yet, take the time after, keep those links on your computer, look at each one of the URLs, type that in on your phone, follow the same process, click Save Info, go to Shuffle. It will load it into your card index.
I just did them
Wait,
all.
okay, you said just click, you said click on them, leave it into a tab, and then where did you say to look for the shuffle link? I mean, to share the shuffle?
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share screen real quick. Let me find card real quick.
I'm trying to do Danielle's right now, and I'm not sure if it's saved or not.
I'm going to.
Yep,
I'll
yep,
see.
it's saved.
I'm sharing Greg's card. Save my info. Card index. Shuffle by Elify. I'm going to go into my card index, and right there, Greg's card is.
Yay!
So we have that issue fixed on desktop.
Okay, so go on the bottom of everybody's card and then save my info.
Correct.
But what if they got it on a new card? They got it on the desktop builder and it don't have that at the bottom.
Well, that's the thing is, if they've removed it, then connect with them on Shuffle and have them share it to you through Shuffle. As you can see here on Greg's, this is a newer card. This is a desktop built card. It's right there at the very bottom.
Okay. I just know we can remove it, so that's why I was asking.
If they remove it, connect with them in Shuffle and say, hey, share me your card. Awesome.
Yep, you can always send a request.
Ruben and Kathy don't have their save on the bottom of their websites. Boo.
I'll change it. I'll actually hide it behind something. It is for my website card, but I'll hide it behind something so you can find.
Simple way to build that community. To your point, Anna, people want to, we want to point them to that even if they're not on the application. Have them go through that process, generate a free account. They get a hold of your card. They can become part of the community. If you update it and that push notification works for them, they'll receive that and they come in and see that your card has been updated. So everyone have a great
exciting week.
Absolutely. It's the first Friday of December, last month of the year. Everyone have a great weekend. We will see you Monday for sprint planning. If you can't join, watch the replay. It'll be a quick little training, and we'll continue through. I also did share that that international networking event link. So scroll up further in the chat and make sure you get access to that. I see that there's already 70 plus people attending. So, and my guess is all 70 of them are not Elify users. So we're looking forward to growing that on Wednesday. You can also take that link, and if you feel like inviting people, feel free. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Awesome.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Everyone take care.
Happy first DJ Christmas weekend. Yay.
Bye. Happy December, everybody.
Take care.